And we're back. Raw Babes 101 here. Thank you for tuning in, as always, to the Rumpelstiltskin of Thummers Schmiegeldorfs. Thank you. We are here to share an experience. First and foremost, thank you so much to Tiffany and Dave for inviting me to a very special and fun event that I went to with them. It was a fabulous evening. I am grateful.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Where did we go?
Well, we went and saw a comedy show. One of our most favorite comedians, Mr. Kevin Hart.
Good job, Mr. Kevin Hart. You're a star. You're freaking awesome.
He's pretty funny.
Oh, and his guys that were before were fantastic too.
Yeah.
Do we remember the name? No. Remember, I was like, it's the Name the Star.
Oh.
No, Name the Star.
But it wasn't Name.
No. It was like NAIM.
I thought it was like NUI.
Let's just keep rolling because I'm going to find out.
Either way, we went and saw Kev Hart. It was at Rogers Arena and it was goddamn packed in there. COVID's over, let's just say.
Name the Star. NAIMTHE Star.
What's his real name?
He's so hilarious.
Niamlin.
I knew you were gonna be like, well, what's his real name? You're like, shit, now I gotta actually pronounce that? Dang. It's like,
whatever. He's funny.
He is. They were all fantastic.
So now Dave and I have gone to like multiple comedy shows. It's just something that we love. We love the belly laugh. We've seen Joe Rogan like 3 times.
Way back in the day before he was like.
Well, no,
he was still,
but he was touring in Vancouver after all the UFC days and like all that. But he was at like the Orpheum, which is amazing because it's just like we were in front row and we were watching him, and he's just so funny. Like I love how they tell a joke. But Kev Hart's was not that intimate. It was at Rogers Arena, which how many people does that stadium hold? Like,
a lot.
Holy fuck.
He had it filled.
Filled. I think I looked online. It said there was about 27 spots left. I'm like, where are they? Mm-hmm. So we got there, and it was a little bit of a debacle about our seats because we were there a bit late, and
actually, we weren't there late, sweetheart.
Well, we missed like there was other stand-up comedians beforehand.
There was 3.
Yeah. So we missed the first 2, so we were like, whatever.
Okay,
stands were full. Let's just say. So there were some people that just kind of took our spots, and it was just like a bit of a confusion. Anyways, that just all goes a part of dealing with so many people. Like there were so many people there, but that wasn't the thing that got me peeved. I got peeved, didn't I?
I didn't, but Tiffany did.
This is why we're gonna have this discussion.
We're having this discussion.
We got 2 sides, and I do understand Kristen's side, but mine just goes, I feel a little bit beyond.
Well, fucking tell them what happened.
Well, you walk through the door, and obviously they got to go through security, and the first thing they do is take your phone, and they put it in these pockets, these
gray mesh bags,
fucking pockets, and now your phone's this big, and you can't put it anywhere because it doesn't fit. I have this like little satchel. Like
just
Lulu.
A circle jerk, yeah, that all of us bitches have. They all have this Lululemon bag.
Dave's phone would not fit in his back pocket. People are holding their phones under their arms, and I get it.
But now a little bit more. What happens at the top of this bag?
Huh?
The top of the bag is locked.
Oh,
yeah.
I meant to say your phones are locked in these fucking pockets.
Cannot open them. You cannot access nothing.
We may or may not have opened ours.
Not me.
So the point of this, in my experience from watching other shows, is they really want you to be present within the show. If you've ever watched stand-up comedy at home and you're not paying attention, it's not funny because you don't know what they're saying.
You're half there.
You're not really like in the joke.
You're not in the show.
Yeah, so there's that, and they also don't want the distractions of
say your part, bitch, not my part.
The phone.
That's my part. You say your part. Jeez. Talk about why you didn't like it.
Well, the reason why I didn't like it is because I thought we lived in a free part of the world where like there was this level of freedom, and Kevin Hart made it so that we could not have access to our phones whatsoever. Now I understand that, you know, like it's not natural to have our phones or this device that's so connected to us, but we've already been doing it now for how long? Is this life device. And now I depend on that thing because I think of worst case scenarios with my children. I want to know that if my children are going through anything, they can call me in an instant. And they cannot call me in this instant. I could never know or just be aware of, like, maybe I had to leave to go take care of my family. My family is just like my ultimate focus. And I was super annoyed. And then all I could think is like, well, what if somebody needed to get a hold of their household and they couldn't because Kevin Hart said no? I'm like, what the fuck, Kev? Why you knew we could break through those things if we really tried. He fucking knew. Like, and that was kind of my problem. My problem with it was that it just took away the freedom of the choice of whether you're having it or not. Even though I broke through, I still didn't fucking use it. I was still present, but I didn't need the fucking freedom to be taken away. I fought so long and hard not getting vaccinated because that was my freedom of choice. It's so long and so hard. And I know it's just a night, but fuck, I would resent him if something happened and I couldn't get a hold of my family. I'd be, fuck you, Kevin Hart. And I don't want to do that to Kevin Hart because I really like him. And he's funny. He makes me laugh.
Yes.
We're friends.
Yeah. So on the reverse of this, so there's me where I'm like, I just went with it. I'm like, put it into the bag and it is what it is. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I did feel feelings. I did feel some of those like, yeah, this is like, I don't have access to this. It was like an uncomfortable feeling for the same reasons of if my, you know, anything needed to be said to me or my family or my son, obviously. But then at the same time, I understood what this was for. It was for the ultimate goal is to be present and for people to unplug for 3 hours. Like, what is 3 fucking hours? I don't need to take a photo of myself or him. Plus, he's also saving his footage, his content, all of his creative work. He's worked really hard to come up with his content to then be able to share. And then, of course, with social media and YouTube and all the things, people just record it and then put clips up. So then maybe his drumline, you know, main event, his high freaking ticket item is going to be shared, and he doesn't want that. So, of course, I understood it. And then even afterwards, in the end of the show, he shared a beautiful message and he said, you know, he's been doing a lot of work on himself and he really wanted to share what he's been working through and to really work on being present in life in these very moments, to not just be on our phones and get distracted and watch half the show and like see, you know, tell other people where I am and what I'm up to. It's like, just fucking be, man. Just be.
It's true.
Right here.
I can really appreciate that. I mean, especially being on social media all the time, it's really easy. I mean, I have a way different approach to it now than I ever have.
That's good.
It's work purposes and there's strategy towards it. So being strategic with the times that I'm on it and like when I'm not. Sometimes I'm not scheduling in, because we went for dinner and, you know, maybe I wanted to put a I don't even think I did put up the fucking photo until the next day.
Yeah.
I didn't even like, whatever.
Yeah.
Because like, here we are, we're out for dinner. And I mean, I've seen it multiple times, and everybody at the table's on their phone and nobody's really interacting. Like that's...
It's like, come on, put it away. Gotta be with each other.
But then I've also been out for dinner with Dave where our full intentions, and with you, our intentions were to work.
Right.
So here we are, both on our phones, and we could be judged in that way too. But even though that was the purpose and intention.
Purpose, yep, sometimes.
But I do see it all the time, and I see a lot of couples and just people just... Food is meant to be a time to bond.
Yeah.
It's a time to connect, not to fucking be on your device. And we all know that when we sit on a device, it is really hard to turn it off when you're just aimlessly scrolling and like...
Can I tell you guys something?
You're doing.
The circle jerk with social media being called social is the furthest fucking thing from being social. You are 100% on your device, solo, in your own head. Not being social. It is the most unsocial thing you could do. Instead, go to Brown's Social House and have a nice salad and tea with your friend and communicate with them that way. Because it is a lie. There's nothing to do with social and being social on social media. You're posting photos of yourself or content of yourself, and you're getting maybe interaction from that, but there's no verbal communication.
That's really interesting.
It is interesting.
Social's not social.
Yeah, it's a circle jerk. It's a lie. It's another lie. She wasn't ready.
And here it is, another distraction. The whole reason why Kevin Hart was like, I don't want you bitches to be distracted. I want you, all the attention on me.
Yeah.
And that's so like Kevin.
It's perfect.
It's so like him.
It is so like him.
All the attention on him. And of course.
I get it.
And when we do our shows and we have like hundreds of thousands of people watching, we'll be asking them to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But I will not be putting them in fucking pouches. I won't do it. I'm not doing it.
We'll see. Half of the room. Half of the room is freedom pouches and the other half is a pouch.
And I wonder how many people said no to it.
And walked away.
If any.
Oh, I wonder if people walked away.
Because that's kind of fucked up. Because I went online and I want to see if there's any discrepancies in like any...
There was no heads up.
Nothing stated
that we saw. I can't say for sure.
I didn't see shit.
We didn't get a...
It wasn't on Ticketmaster. It wasn't on the email that we received when we bought the tickets. It wasn't on anything. So yeah. I even looked on their social and their website or whatever afterwards, and there was nothing.
Bottom line takeaway from it is experience it. I like to be put into uncomfortable situations. I like to be put into places where I'm thinking, what is the purpose of this? And is there a bigger purpose than this? Or is it just to literally have our attention? No, there was a lot of reasons for it. I get that.
There's a control factor there. It's kind of gross. Well, like, why not? Yeah, if put your foot down and like say like this is like the ethics of the show and have enough, ethics within yourself. I know, but you don't have. How can you have control over that many people? Mm-hmm. It's kind of a dictatorship in my eyes, and that's where I get really. That's
where you were irked. You felt, I felt the feelings.
What are you doing? But I just thought it was a little bit arrogant in a way, and I would love to hear his side of it, and I'm sure I could totally resonate with it. Mm-hmm. But there is that dictatorship side where it took away the freedom of doing it. At least at the other shows that I've been to, it was like, no, put your phones away. I do not want to see them. Mm-hmm.
And I do think there's also another way to, like another option here, is if you were to take out your phone, there's always people in the stands that would be able to shine a light or a little laser to say, put your phone away. They've done that at multiple shows.
Right.
Just out of respect. And I think the biggest takeaway from all of this is to have common courtesy for any show or attraction that you're paying money to go to give them your full undivided attention, and to your friends at dinners or family dinners. It's nice to get that time back. I had a beautiful family dinner at a Danish smorgasbord that my grandmother made, and nobody has their phones out, and we're sitting there eating and talking, and I decided to ask a deep question, and we went around the room sharing. It's like, that feels so good to share. That's what we're here, is to exchange, not...
It is a generational thing, I think, too, because it's, you gotta have a little, like, I've noticed, like, different generations, how much each generation actually holds their phone and puts attention to it. Mm-hmm. It's the younger the generations are, the more they're attached to their phone. Mm-hmm. The older the generations, they don't even look at it. Mm-hmm. I think that's just like it's just the way that you've been brought up. That
was like one of the comedians said. Yeah. They're like, the older generation has these phones. They put them in the bag, lock it up, put it in their pocket. They're like, I didn't even know how to fucking use it anyways. Thank you. I don't need this shit. And then, I did not have a problem with it. I would go to another show that puts my phone away. I'm okay with it because I enjoyed the connection and the energy in the room and the vibe. I really did.
It was so different. It was so different. But I think next time I will fight for it.
Or she'll just open up the bag.
I could open it, or I could just be like, I don't have my phone. What do you mean? I don't have one. Who has a phone? Not everybody, obviously.
She's an alien. She doesn't have a phone. She uses her telepathy. Yeah. And that's it.
That's it.
And that's all.
Cut it out.
Ooh, that was a good ring dinger.
Ding-a-ling. Hey, was there anything else about that?
Cool things were there was many signs. I asked the universe for all the signs, and there was Kevin Hart. Guess how old he is? And he said it many times. 43. And he said Schmiegel. And I loved that when he was talking about something that he had a good joke about. His wife said that he looks like something, and he's like Schmiegel.
Oh my God. He's just so funny.
He is so... You guys go see the show if you can.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, we are huge fans. And
except for the phone thing.
Tiffany has a beef to pick with that, but...
Maybe me and Kev can talk about it later.
Yeah, maybe we'll have him on the show. We're keeping this really short and sweet because you know what? We have other freaking fish to fry.
And I want to know what your thoughts are on this whole phone thing. Like, would you be like me and you're like all fired up and you're like, fuck that shit. That's like my shit. Or would you be like Kristen and be like, you know what? I could really use this time away and I don't want to be anybody to get a hold of me. What are your thoughts on it? I think that'd be really...
Tell us in the comments below. On this video that you're watching, if you press the like, it's nice. If you make a little comment, it's really nice. And if you go over to Apple Podcasts and do a 5-star review and comment a review there, it's even nicer. So if you want to be extra naughty or nice...
Well, and then sharing is caring. So
that's right.
Don't forget that.
So we're just dropping all these little promptus for y'all to be such a grateful, amazing humans with great energy. Anything else? Was there anything else about that experience? Should I share about our drive home and Dave?
Which part? Which part? I don't know.
Okay, driving downtown Vancouver. There's many one-ways and there's many roads that change where sometimes you're only able to go this way or you're only able to go this way or there's one way. So we were on our way home and it was on this street that looked like it was all a one-way. And so we were beside the third lane. So it was like 1, 2, 3.
Oh, right.
So it was 1, 2, 3. So we pull up to the light and we're waiting for the light. And Buddy in the Jeep beside us is like, tip, rolls his window. He's like, hey, buds. He's like, excuse me. He's like, the line's right here. And Dave looks over. He's like, what? We look ahead of us and it's cars coming. Like, cars are coming at us. There's no lane. There's no such thing as a fucking third lane, which we thought it was this one way. Okay? So Dave's like, oh shit. Buddy's still there and he's like, can we come? Buddy's like, go. So we're like, zoot. It was the funniest thing because the look on Dave's face, he was like, what the
Because I had just taken Charlie to see the Canucks game earlier that week and I had done the exact same thing. Except I went up a one way the wrong way. And I didn't realize until after I pulled out of the parking lot to turn back onto that street, realizing it was a one way, and I'm like, what the fuck, Tiff? Like,
yeah, it happens downtown. I will say I told somebody to take a right when there was no such thing as a right. It was just oncoming traffic.
So confusing.
Yeah, so that was just a little cherry.
It's a moment that we can laugh about.
Let's pull a card quick. You want to pull one of your babies? I thought there was one that was out. Oh my gosh. These are just, there you go. There you go. Oh, and what did I talk about on the last episode? Pleiades. There's the blue beings. Next level.
Cool. Okay, I'm liking these doubles that you're pulling out.
I'm not even trying.
Okay, this is awesome. So let's see. Okay, so leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. Okay, so this is going to go into probably some uncomfortable territories for you. You have something coming up and you're not sure if it's something that you should do. Often when we get the fear of doing certain things, that's our indication that it is for you. I know the fear factor is sometimes can be the ego trying to protect you from those things, but if it's faced with fear, that's your ego and that's really not your higher self coming forward. So it's really important just to trust in the process. Go in with 2 feet. Fuck what you think you know. Set that aside for a second and just see what's really on the other side. Be used to being uncomfortable. This is what I like to say. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's where the true magic is on the other side of that. There's a lot of gifts waiting for you if you just trust in the process.
Know that you're always held too. And like, look, she has nothing underneath of her. There's nothing supporting her but the trust in the universe.
That's right.
And that's where you got to trust in. I love that, TT. Nice job.
Lots of good energy.
Oh, so good. Second card is Pleiades. And it is double mission, okay? Channeling and uplifting humanity. And what came to me was there was a little piece of what Kevin did in that moment that really helped uplift humanity because of the energy exchange of comedy and laughter that alters and changes your state. And he allowed us to be present, to be there for that, and to raise the frequency of that many people, and that energetic moment in time was so powerful for all of us, and you left feeling fantastic because he's helping alter that state. So double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Double mission is a lot of the times we come here for our own awakening, but then to help others. So just know by sharing your truth, opening up yourself, healing yourself, you're really helping all of humanity. So keep doing what you're doing.
I love it.
Channeling the blue beings. Pleiades are next level. There's a lot of energy and healing and deep work happening. Be gentle with yourself.
Yes.
Come to our circles. That's going to be really helpful so that you can be with like-minded people in the community and find your soul tribe. That was another card that came through. Soul tribe. Your vibe is your tribe. That's where you're vibing. That's where your tribe is vibing.
And we're only vibing because we're leading with love.
Exactly.
We're vibing at that energetic exchanging level
of love. Heart opener.
Shart.
Like Kevin Shart. Kevin Fart.
Chakra.
Shart. Okay. We're cutting it out. Have a fantastic week. We love you all. Subscribe, like, and
share.
Come to the circles and sacred dance and Tiffany's classes.
Ciao for now.
Bye.